I'm back! Welcome back to my channel, The Struggle is Real with Makeup Nurse. Today I just want to do a get ready with me. I've been so stressed and exhausted this weekend. If you see my unboxing video, I briefly talked about my husband getting hit by a bus. He was riding a bicycle and he got hit from behind. Thank goodness he's okay, but it's going to be a long journey ahead. So yeah, I needed something to lift my spirits today because I had to leave and come back to work. He's in good hands though, my daughter's with him, but it's just so hard that I had to come back to work. So anyway, I wanted to do a little get ready with me. So yeah, I'm not in the mood to go to work today, I guess. And it's no fault of theirs. I mean, I'm sure if I haven't told them yet what happened. But since I'm a traveler, like I do traveling for hospitals as a nurse, well, I don't work as a bedside nurse, but management. If I don't work, I don't get paid. Right now, we can't afford for my husband or for me to stay at home and not get paid. But the good news is next week is Thanksgiving, and I do get to go home for a longer period of time for Thanksgiving. Alright, I put the tape on my eyes and primed my eyes. I'm just going to go in with, I'm not in the mood for any good makeup, so I'm just going to use what's here. And this does, I don't know if it's the eyeshadow primer or what. This is Cheap Eyeshadow Primer, and when I use it, it kind of gets patchy, but I make it work. So, but he broke 3 of his back ribs, 3 vertebrae in his back, so he's in a back brace. He'll go back in 8 weeks to do imaging of his back to see if he'll need surgery. He has something, he has a small puncture in his lung, which doesn't seem to be a concern, which is good, but he does have, and there was mixed, I never could get which straight, but there was something on either his liver or kidney, like a vessel that broke or something. And when I asked the one nurse about it, because my husband was saying that someone came in and said that to him, she's like, oh no, he just has this puncture on his lung. But when he was down in the trauma unit, he did not get good care. They left him on bloody blankets and crap, and like all the bunched up, like whatever they used for 2 days. He was supposed to move up to the floor, but they didn't have a bed, so they left him in all of his, like they never even cleaned him up, and he had like, I'm not gonna cry because I know he's okay, but I was so mad. And of course, when I got the call Friday, I thank God I was already coming home. All I got was he's in the he got hit by, well, he just said hit on his bike. I didn't know it was a bus at that time. And I'm gonna just go in with this Hard Candy eyeshadow for the outside. But they said that he got hit while he was on his bicycle, and we're taking him to the hospital. The hospital he went to, and we have a small hospital in our small town. So I'm like, it's gotta be, and of course they're like, oh, I think he's fine or whatever, and I'm like, he would never go in an ambulance if he was fine, because he doesn't go to the doctor, he doesn't do, the fact that they bypassed the small hospital and took him to a level 1 trauma center, that just freaked me out. And so anyway, I tried to get here as fast as I could from California to Georgia, and I didn't get in until midnight by that time. He was sleeping and he was settling in, so I didn't go see him until Sunday. Saturday morning. And he seemed better, but like I said, they didn't have him cleaned up at all. And I get, like, you don't want to move his back because you don't know. I mean, it took forever to get the MRI results for his back. But there's ways to move somebody. I mean, they didn't have a brace or have any restrictions on him during that time. So there's just no excuse to treat someone like that, you know. And then I found out later, you know, obviously, me being in quality, my husband knows a lot what to look out for, being not only a nurse, but then being in quality for the last 12 years. And he was telling me that, like, when he was done, I just came in and gave him his meds. And if anybody's been in the hospital that isn't a nurse right now, you would know that you immediately get an armband and they better be scanning to know who you are, because there's so many medical errors that happen. Luckily, everything seemed to be okay. I'm just going to go in with my Urban Decay palette now and just kind of put this in the middle. But, so, finally they got a bed for him upstairs on late Saturday night, because it was after I left. And and the other thing is, whenever I call the hospital to find out where my husband was and if I could talk to him, because with HIPAA and everything, they don't just randomly talk to people. And if he was that hurt, he's not going to sign paperwork to say, yes, you can talk to my wife. So, yeah, so I didn't, and they were so rude to me. And so, yeah, I was not happy. And then he finally got moved up late Saturday night to that other unit. And the physical therapist, on Sunday morning, the physical therapist came to see him and was like, oh my gosh, how long have you been here? I mean, you aren't washed up, you have blood all over you, you're dirty, like, you still have dirt all over you. And she's like, no one washed you up? So she did it, a physical therapist. Which, I'm not one to say, well, if it's not a lot of people would say, well, this isn't my job, let me get a CNA or something to get you cleaned up, because this is not good that you've been laying here for this long. And they didn't have any of those pumps on his legs. Here he was in a trauma, and those pumps that they put on your legs is to prevent blood clots. They didn't put any of those on him, and here he's laying because he can't move very good because of his back. He can't, get up or anything. And he didn't have a back brace until physical therapy came to see him on Sunday to fit him for it. So, yeah, I mean, no one cleaned him up. I'm very disappointed. Okay, I just went ahead and primed my face. But yeah, so I want to personally thank the physical therapist. So I tracked her down to see who was working with him to tell her thank you. And she goes, oh yeah, so she was so nice, and she was talking to me for a little bit, and then she took him again to walk and see if he could do stairs so he could be discharged on Sunday. And he did the stairs. It was hard, but he did it, so he was able to come home. It took quite a while to get him up the 3 steps to where we live, but he did it, and he's doing great. And the other thing I want to say is, I got upstairs. I guess sometimes it's not good to be a nurse and know things, but his IV wasn't even running, and I'm like, what the heck? I'm looking for all the kinks. I'm like, why is this not, really running? And he had to go to the bathroom, and so at this point he had his brace on, so I'm like, okay, I'll just take him because whatever, I know people take too long. So I took him to the bathroom, so I disconnected it, and I'm like, and then it started running. I'm like, but there's no, it wasn't connected, and I'm like, I bet his IV's bad. And of course, being on that side of nursing, I don't have access to to check the IV, the saline to check the IV. But I'm like, oh, I bet it's bad. So fast forward, whenever he got he was being discharged, they took out his IV, and the catheter was so kinked and in his arm, which isn't a bad thing, but that just means he was never getting, for however long that was like that, he was never getting fluids. And when he was down in that trauma unit, he had to go to the bathroom, and this was the first day, and the bus accident happened at 7:30 in the morning. So, and this was about like 5 o'clock, I think it was. I'm at the airport trying to get my connection flight, and I was talking to him. He's like, I'm hungry, I have to go to the bathroom, I haven't eaten all day. I go, well, put your call light on and, tell somebody. He's like, I did 2 hours ago and no one came. I'm like, okay, so I called them. Actually, I was getting on the plane, so I didn't call them. My cousin did. She's like, sure, make me do your dirty work. And she pretended that it was me. And she's like, he is hungry and hasn't peed. He has to pee, and there's no urinal. I'm like, well, he could have just asked. And she's like, yes, he asked 2 hours ago. Well, no one told me. So he finally got fed and got to pee. But when he was in the trauma unit, like, he would keep by, and then when it got too full and he had to go again, he had to wait until someone actually came in and filled it. It's like, oh my gosh. This poor guy got hit by a bus, is not feeling good, and people are not taking care of him. I mean, trust me, I get nurses are very overwhelmed. I've been there, done that, but I still wouldn't leave my patients like that. Okay, I'm just going to use this palette to set my face and all that good stuff. But I do have to say, whenever he got up to the unit, he got much better care. People came every hour, on the hour, which in hospitals, a lot of people have implemented hourly rounding, and even though I'm in a lot of hospitals on the quality side, I really don't see people doing it that good, like actually doing it the way you're supposed to. They actually came in every hour, asked them if he needed anything, if they needed anything moved, whatever, and then out the door, they went. And he said it was a big difference between the trauma unit and that unit, and which is so sad. So, yeah, big difference between the two units, and I just can't believe. I mean, if that was their loved ones, is that how you would treat them? No. I hope not, anyway. So, that was a horrible experience. And I hope we never have to relive that ever again. And I told him no bicycles. And he just bought that bicycle. And actually, the ironic thing is he just bought it 4 days prior to the accident because his truck was in the shop and he got tired of walking. I mean, Walmart and stuff is like a mile away, so he was walking. And he got tired of walking, so he's like, oh, I can go faster. And he gets a bike, $200 bike. And 4 days later, he has this accident. But it's... yeah. So now he's going to have a lot of follow-ups that he's going to have to do. 8 weeks he'll go in for his imaging. If you've seen a couple of my previous videos of my land updates, on that. So it's going to be a while before I get to do a land update video. I just hope he can go back and do that. We got that property because he loves doing that. He loves cutting down trees and clearing out the land and living off the land. That's why he gets the battle box. just hope one step at a time, Jamie. So anyway, that's what's going on with me this last weekend. And I joke now because he's feeling better, but I said, because my birthday is Thursday, and obviously I'm going to be here in California, and I wanted to celebrate it with him, so he was going to make me a steak dinner, and we were going to celebrate it Saturday. And I got in, and I said, if you wanted to get out and cook me a steak, you didn't have to do this. Of course, he just laughed, because he's a good cook, and he always does the cooking, and he loves steak, so he was actually looking forward to it. And man, did he not like that hospital food. He's like, I'm eating plastic toys. That's when I knew he was feeling better, when he was complaining that the food tasted like plastic toys. So, you know what? I forgot all my cream stuff that I usually put on. Oh well. Too late now. I already set my face and I don't really like this highlighter in here, but it's almost gone, so gotta use it up. You know me, don't like to just throw stuff away when it's got product in it. Because actually, it almost seems like it's a setting powder, but I think it was supposed to be the highlighter, because it's a little shimmery. Well, maybe it is still a setting powder. I don't know. I used it as the highlighter. Alright, I'm just going to put some. So yeah, let me know if you've had really bad experiences like that. I'm sure a lot of people has. Being on this side of quality, I see all the complaints. I get all the complaints and mistakes and everything. And no matter what hospital you're at, yeah, so whatever hospital you're at, I've been at 1 stars to 5 stars. I've been at every single type of hospital, and quality, and it doesn't matter. There's issues everywhere, even if you're a 5-star hospital. But what I have seen, the difference between a 1 and a 5 is the leadership and accountability and the willingness to fix things when you do find an issue. You can tell a lot about a hospital star rating, the leadership, by the star rating. That's what I come to find out. That's why whenever I was looking for a job and it was between a 2 and a 5, naturally I took the 5-star rating. Okay. Just put this into my eyebrow. Give it a little bit more pop of color. In my inner corner here. Oh, I did forget, before I put that mascara on, I did forget to do I put the black, but I usually put purple. Got to do that. Whatever. It's good enough for today, right? Alright, let's put some setting spray on. Okay, well, this is the final look using all the products I really don't like, but didn't feel in the mood to use anything else. But anyway, I'm sorry about this not so chipper video. debated making it because of that. I like to stay positive, but the positive in it is that he's doing good. He's just going to have to recover. But thank you. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe and click that little bell next to it so you're notified of future uploads. And if you are not new, welcome back, and thank you for supporting my channel. And I will continue. You would like to know his progress. So thank you very much, and I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.